Hello and welcome to the charting roundup provided by Trend Signal for clients of two-way spreads and two-way markets. This is the week commencing the 17th of October 2011, and what I'm going to go through this week is just have a look at some of the major markets and have a look and see exactly what's been going on and what may happen going forward for this week on some of those major markets there. Today I'm going to look at gold, crude oil, FTSE, S&Ps, Aussie dollar and sterling dollar. Okay, so first of all, what we've got here is a little chart here of gold. What I like to do when I'm looking at my charts is just have a look back and seeing what's happening on some of those major time frames. So the first thing I'm going to do is move away from the daily and just look at the monthly chart. What we notice here on the monthly chart, see those green indicators there on Trend Signal. See how very powerful the green indicators here, keeping us in this uptrend. It's very much the major trend for the moment on gold here. These are the gold futures we're looking at here. So because of that, with the monthly trend up, we can be a little more happy about taking those long trades. So when I look back at the daily charts here, we can see that we're actually in a long trade right now. We actually had a long trade signaled on the 6th of October there. So we've been in this trade for 10 days or so, and just looking at the chart here, we can see in terms of the timing when those indicators turned from red to green, got us into that trade there. The other really interesting thing to see about this is, if I just compress the chart up, we start to see the resistance that we hit back at the end of September there. So we've had a considerable bounce off those major lows when the market was really crashing on gold in this middle of September there. We've bounced off there quite significantly, had a buy, and here we are, 1694, about $43 or so up from the entry there. So if you're spread betting, you trade in 10 cents. That's about 430 points there up on gold at the moment. And really, we need to start thinking about sort of target zones if we are long. One of the things that you might want to think about is perhaps maybe doing a little retracement here, thinking about that 50% retracement. We've just hit the 38.2%, 58%, that's at 1729. That could be a reasonable target there. Otherwise, we're really looking at targets up around the $1,800 region. That's a long way for this market to go. Hey, listen, it may get there. There's been some significant moves on gold recently, but certainly as a short-term target, 1729 looks pretty respectable, really. Okay, moving on from gold, let's have a quick look at crude oil. Crude oil's been stuck in the little range here, really since the beginning of August with the crashes there, and really stuck. It's a bit similar to some of the index charts, really, in some ways, although we haven't broken out like we have on, say, the FTSE. But we are having found support off the green major support line. We've had that little sniper circle, had those indicators change colour. That was back on the 7th of October, and now the market rallying a little bit higher. So users long crude oil from around sort of 82, 8300, and now here we are 8770. So market's moving up. If you are long, really we need to be expecting the market to get up and test this red line here. The way Trend Signal works is it's about looking for the colors of those indicators. The more red indicators you have, the more bearish the picture seems to be. So as we start to see those red indicators building, we can start to get a little bit more bearish. So if you're looking for a target zone, this red number here, 8941, could well represent a decent resistance area to look to notch profits for you long traders out there. In terms of stops, really you don't want to see the day close below around sort of 83.91 there, so below this stop level there. So if we see the day close below that level, that's where we'll be looking to exit. Okay, so that's crude oil. Let's have a look at some of the indices. First of all, looking at the FTSE. Now the FTSE, we've had an interesting move here. If I look to the monthly chart first of all, we can see the price bouncing off this green pivot at 47.99. We've hit it a couple of times this year and last year, and now we've had a significant bounce from it. So as I move back to the daily chart, we can see just the sort of rally we've had, and we've now broken outside of pretty major resistance here. So we're now up at 5500 resistance, 5580 top of this price envelope here. So if you're long, perhaps look to take profits in that 5580 area there. for the S&Ps, for those US index traders amongst you. Not quite as strong as the FTSE actually. You know, we've perhaps, you know, broken new highs today when we look at the S&P futures, but actually pull back a little bit from that. And, you know, whereas the FTSE is sort of, you know, a good couple of percent higher than the highs from the end of August, you know, S&P hasn't quite done it yet. So we're still stuck in that little bit of a range there. Anyone that's long, you know, trend signal users are long from about the 7th of October. We really should be expecting the price to maybe, if we do break out, get up to that sort of 1250, 1255 area there on the S&Ps. So, but we've taken out the first target in this red area here where we found resistance before, and we're just taking that out now. So a little bit of continued buying pressure this week should probably see us take up to sort of 1255 or so. Looking at the currency pairs, Aussie dollar's been a really interesting market recently. You know, just looking first of all at the monthly charts, we can see the sort of support that we've bounced off here. So when I look at the support back from 2008, it's hit this pivot point here, and the market has just bounced, stopped, and reversed. So when I look back at the daily chart, we can see why this market's had such a significant rally when those indicators turn green, because we found some strength, we found a change in momentum, a change in trend, having tested a significant support point as identified by that monthly chart. Very, very major support and resistance identified on monthly charts, everybody. So I see the market moving up here. You know, if you are long Aussie dollar, then really we're going to be looking for this sort of 1044 area here if you are long. So nice buy in this 97.80 area, and here we are significantly higher, but resistance around this red area here if you are still long the market. And then finally, just have a look at sterling dollar. You know, sterling dollar for me is pretty much right on resistance. You know, there was a buy a couple of a week or so ago, and the market's 100, 150 points higher or so. Not a lot to write home about, to be honest with you, on sterling dollar. But just compressing up the chart, we can see the resistance levels starting to come in. We're in a bit of a I don't know, interesting area really on sterling dollar. And I think if you are looking at taking this if you are long, I think this is a sort of area where one might look to take profits, because the real danger sign here for me is when I look at the monthly chart. Got lower high, and we're breaking down. We've got the red indicators on the monthly chart on sterling dollar. It's not looking great right now. So I think buying is perhaps a little cautionary thing to do, perhaps on sterling over the longer term. Okay, that's it really for this week for those major markets. So thanks very much for listening. Hopefully it's been a useful indication as to what's been happening recently on those major markets and what to look out for. If you're interested in anything more about Trend Signal, then please have a look at our website, trendsignal.co.uk. Thanks very much, and goodbye.